Hello guys, welcome to i-tutor Academy. In today's session, we will start with the Unit 3, Subsection 10, that is Government Framework for Promoting Business. The role of the government to support business and related economic activity, a robust supportive mechanism is required to be provided in promoting a sustainable institutional structure. Let us understand the selected government support organizational setup. The Ministry of Commerce and Industry. The Ministry of Commerce and Industry has the responsibility to manage and promote the industrial and commercial activity in the country. It formulates industrial policy which provides with the planned framework of promoting industrial development in sync with the economic goals of the nation. The Niti Aayog, Ministry of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises, Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship all contribute in the attainment of their individual promotional, regulatory, and technical and advisory goals. The Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade, that is DPIIT. The department was earlier called Department of Industrial Policy and Promotion and was renamed as DPIIT in January 2019. The department functions on matters related to internal trade, welfare of traders and their employees and startups. The role of DPIIT is to promote or accelerate industrial development of the country by facilitating investment in new and upcoming technology, foreign direct investment, and support balanced development of industries. The Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade, that is DPIIT, spearheads the Ease of Doing Business initiative, which provides a carpet welcome to the foreign investment to India. The involved providing time based and single window clearance towards establishing business in our country. The department also promotes Startup in India initiative and production linked incentive PLI schemes. The Department of Commerce regulates the following: international trade, policy related matters involving various tariff and non tariff barriers, issues related to the WTO, their interpretation and implementation, besides the dispute settlement or redressal mechanism. This further involves strengthening the bilateral and multilateral trade by international commodity agreement. Next is foreign trade, goods and services. Task related to external trade and relevant matters, import and export of features film as well as unexposed sign films. This also involves establishing agricultural export zone and 100% export oriented units, that is EOUs, for boosting manufacturing and promoting external trade by suitably amending the related policy and regulatory framework from time to time. Aimed at promoting international trade relations, it attained the objective through bodies like Export Promotion Board, Board of Trade and International Trade Advisory Committee, and Export Promotion Council or Export Promotion Organization. State Trading Corporation, that is STC, also facilitate the said objective of trade promotion. Special Economic Zone, SEZ. Fostering economic development with the SEZ is a relatively new way of attaining industrial as well as foreign trade growth. This includes providing a favorable policy environment, further comprising a conducive foreign trade policy, a supportive fiscal regime, and an attractive investment policy, etc. This is achieved by an organized structure and subordinate offices under this department. First one is Directorate General of Anti-Dumping and Allied Duties, Directorate General of Foreign Trade, Directorate General of Supplies and Disposal. Statutory or autonomous bodies or public sector undertaking or other organization. Agriculture and Processes, the Food Products Export Development Authority, Coffee Board, Export Inspection Council of India, Rubber Board, etc. etc. Okay. Of the many aspects applicable under the Ministry of Commerce and Industry regime, Special Economic Zone Act 2005 carries as mentioned here. The Tariff Commission in India got created by the Union of the Tariff Board, Tariff Commission, that is old, and Bureau of Industrial Cost and Prices, BICP. BICP got combined with it for better functioning with effect from 1st April 1999. And Niti Aayog, National Institution for Transforming India. It was in 2014 that the Niti Aayog, that is National Institution for Transforming India, got constituted by transforming the earlier existing Planning Commission for enhancing the developmental process, nurture an overall business enabling environment extending from the realm of public sector and government of India. This involved more coordinated role with the state government, thereby strategically fostering good governance. Best practices, providing strategic expertise and coordination with the all level of government, that is central as well as the state, for the collective attainment of developmental goals. Next is public private participation, PPP. A PPP vertical is assigned with the various activities involving the policy formulation for ensuring that the desired objective for timely creating the infrastructure for to promulgate the economic growth and development. Such a project, being capital intensive in nature, require regular capital infusion and management. Thus, the PPP become the choice for construction, operations, and management of the infrastructure project. Ministry of Finance. It was reorganized in the year 1949 in two departments, namely the Department of Revenue and Expenditure, the Department of Economic Affairs. Presently, the Ministry of Finance has the following five departments: Department of Economic Affairs, Department of Expenditure, Department of Revenue, Department of Financial Services, Department of Investment and Public Asset Management, Department of Public Enterprises. The Department of Economic Affairs assists the central government in maintaining sound public finance through efficient use of the nation's economic resources, promoting conditions that accelerate the sustainable economic growth through developing sound economic policies and preparing for future economic challenges and opportunities, and leading India's bilateral and multilateral economic and financial engagement. It manages the matters with its institutions like Security Printing and Mining Corporation of India, National Savings Institute, Securities and Exchange Board of India, Securities Appellate Tribunal, Specified Undertaking of the Unit Trust of India, National Financial Holding Company Limited, National Skill Development Corporation, National Skill Development Fund or Trust, National Skill Development Agency, Delhi Mumbai Industrial Corridor Trust, Forward Market Commission. Fiscal and monetary policy. These two policies formulate the financial framework of the nation. Monetary and credit policy is formulated by the Reserve Bank of India, by which it aims at bringing in price stability, control inflation, and regulate liquidity of the nation's economy. And next is understanding the legal environment. For describing and analyzing the legal environment of business in India, we present here briefly an overview of some specific socio-economic legislation. We may list these legislation which define the legal environment of business. First one is company law. For smooth government of business, the company law play a crucial role. These became the focal laws which impact the commercial environment and subsequent decision making. These important set of law are governed by the Ministry of Corporate Affairs through the Companies Act 1956, 2013 and other allied act, bill and rules. Companies Act 2013 meant at improved corporate governance and increased accountability. This act aimed at improving the ease of doing business in India. It brings forth conception like a one-person company, small company, dormant company, and corporate social responsibility, etc. The it hosts noteworthy modification in the ways of doing business, including the technologically advanced ways such as improved governance, e-management, timely orderly companies, compliance and legal enforcement, self-disclosure and related norms, role of auditors, mergers and acquisition, class action suits and registered values. The one-person company requires having minimum paid up capital of INR 1 lakh without any legal obligation for holding annual general meeting. Small company other than a public company with a paid share capital of maximum 50 lakh rupees or up to 5 crore rupees if prescribed, or its last reported profit is not more than 2 crores rupees and a turnover of maximum 20 crore rupees. Minimum member of private company, that is maximum member heads can be 200 now from the earlier 50. And all official communication should bear the full name of contact person, address of company's registered office, corporate identity number is there, telephone number, email id, contact number, etc. All companies, public or private, undertake under the Companies Act 2013 to comply with the register of companies for beginning their business operations. And the new Companies Act 2013 mandate closing the financial year by the 31st March. Also, its eligible age for managing director or all-time director is decreased from 25 to 21 years. The Indian company requires constituting CSR committee and 2% of the average net profit of the last 3 financial years be compulsory be sent on the CSR activities subjected to fulfillment of certain condition like the minimum net worth of INR 500 crore. And the financial statement are now defined under the act as comprising of all companies except one person company, small company and dormant company are now mandatorily required to maintain the following, which may not include the cash flow, a balance sheet as at the end of financial year, a profit and loss account, an income and expenditure account for the financial year as the case may be, cash flow statement for the financial year, a statement of changes in equity if applicable, etc. Next is capital market. Let us understand the legal framework, structure and working of the Indian capital market. The Security Contract, that is Regulation Act 1956. SCR Act 1956 is the core law which governs the activities of the Indian stock exchanges. Besides safeguarding the investors, it aimed to curb unsolicited transactions or dealing of securities and formulate a transparent mechanism. By definition, a stock exchange has been defined as a body of individuals, whether incorporated or not, constituted for the purpose of assisting, regulating, or controlling the business of buying, selling, or dealing in securities. And next is Securities and Exchange Board of India Act 1992, enacted on 4th April 1992. The SEBI Act aimed developing the securities market in transparent and disciplined manner for providing investor protection. It attained for providing fairness in dealing, high governance and institutionalization of standard business practice, aimed at fostering efficiencies by an integrated system offering the service at a genuine cost, thereby building trust in investors and issuers, both flexible to continuously match the emerging requirement. So, next is over the counter exchange of India, OTCEI. It was established on 1919, started functioning in 1992. It is an electronic stock exchange without a proper trading floor. Okay, and the next is foreign exchange management, that is FEMA. It's under guidance from the central government, which is articulate the foreign trade policy. The central bank, the Reserve Bank of India carries the responsibility of implementing it by deploying the Foreign Exchange Control Act known as Foreign Exchange Regulation Act 1947. Okay, you just go through the material and read the details of the same. Okay, the Sikh Industrial Companies, that is Special Provision Act 1985, that is SICA, is SICA 1985. The rapid industrialization clubbed with the multinational corporation influencing the business environment in India. There was a growing need for industrialization and act to govern the menace of growing industrial sickness. On one hand, the government puts effort to promote the industrial setup, and on the contrary, when these setups are graded sick, it causes multiple damage in terms of employment, production loss, looking of fund, etc. Next is SICA and its repeal. Broadly, the functioning of BIFR and AIFR, that is Appellate Authority for Industrial and Financial Reconstruction, was not only much time consuming but stood uncertain too. It was therefore decided to solve the ambiguities and a single entity be formed to handle and dispose all such a company related matters. SICA has following objectives: identification and timely pursual of sick and potentially sick business entities, initiation of the redressal mechanism for fast resolvents, either preventive or remedial process by the expert panel, accelerate the desired corrective actions, apprehend, review and coordinate for future scope. With the increasing complexities in the political legal business environment, SICA became obsolete in combating corporate sickness. The Insolvency and Bankruptcy Board of India. The board established on 1st October 2016 under the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code 2016 is one of the important pillar in the corporate business system which relate to the various law pertaining to reorganization, restructuring, insolvency of company, and resolution pertaining to corporate board and stakeholders. Partnership fame on schedule timeless. It aim at asset maximization both in quality and quantity, encouraging entrepreneurship, leveraging assets, etc. And the next is Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code 2016. The competitive business environment, particularly resulting from the evolving technologies and increasing competition, have served to be a enable for new business, but on the other hand, the weaker one increasingly demonstrated tendencies towards sickness, thus seeking amendments in repealing the SICA Repeal Act. This was executed by substituting the Section 4, subclause B. The following subclauses shall be substituted, namely B. The clause B is there. You just read that clause. Okay, and defining a sick company. The sick company thus is defined as where on a demand by the secured creditors of a company representing 50% or more of its outstanding amount of debt, the company has failed to pay the debt within a period of 30 days of the service of the notice of demand, or to secure or compound it to the reasonable satisfaction of the creditors. Any secured creditor may file an application to the tribunal in the prescribed manner enclosing relevant evidence for such a default, no repayment, or failure to offer a security or compound it, for a determination that the company be declared as a sick company. Monopolies and restrictive trade practice, that is MRTP Act 1969, and the MRTP Act has its roots arising out of the DPSP, embodies the Constitution of India Article 39B and C, which says to ensure that the ownership and control and material resources of the community are so distributed as best to subserve the common and good, and that the operation of the economic system does not result in the concentration of wealth and means of production to common determinant. And monopolistic trade practices. Any trade practices which leads or is likely to lead to any of the following effect is regarded as a monopolistic trade practice: unreasonably high price, unreasonably high cost of the production of goods or the provision of services, unreasonably high profit, prevention or reduction of competition, limited technical development, limited capital investment, and deterioration in the quality of goods. Restrictive trade practices. The term restrictive trade practices is defined as mean a trade practice which has or may have the effect of preventing, distorting, or restricting competition in any manner and in particular if it. And next is unfair trade practices. They have been defined as per the Act to mean a trade practice which, for the purpose of promoting sales, use, or supply of any goods, or for provision of any services, adopt any unfair method or deceptive practice, including bargain sale, bait and switch selling, offering gift to price in promotional contest, and not providing them, etc. Next is Consumer Protection Act 1986. Our country has been large market and has attracted a traders from the business and commercial perspective. Owing to the large geographical spread and the low level of education amongst the people, the fraudulent practice were witnessed, and in order to curb them, many legislation were enforced like the Scale of Goods Act 1930. Essential Commodities Act 1955, the Prevention of Food Adulteration Act 1954, Prevention of Black Marketing and Maintenance of Supplies of Essential Commodity Acts 1980, and the Standard of Weight and Measure Act 1956, Agricultural Products Grading and Marketing Act, Age Mark 1937, Indian Standard Institution Certification Act 1952, and MRTP Act 1969 Act, etc. The Act recognized the following six rights of consumers are there, it's mentioned here. You just go through your material. And the Competition Commission of India, the informal activities of regulating the market rivalry by business houses is traditional. However, it surfaced in the year 2002 when the government recognized the need to regulate this market competition, and thus the Monopolies and Restrictive Trade Practices Act of 1969 was repealed, thereby making way for the Competition Act of 2002. You just go through this informations, you can quote in your answer. Okay, directly there is no question will ask from this portion. आपको ये पढ़ सकते हैं एंड वो आपका फाइनल क्वेश्चन पेपर का आंसर में कोट कर सकते हैं. The Environment Protection Act 1986 and a few other legislations also mentioned here. Okay, so you just go through once this, read fully, and all this don't by heart this. बाय हार्ट करने का कोई ज़रूरत नहीं है आपको. कहीं पे याद आएगा वो मेंशन कर लेना क्वेश्चन पे डिपेंडेंट ऑन द योर क्वेश्चन. ओके, and the summary is there. Socio-cultural environment consists of social and cultural element affecting the growth and development of an economy. They include knowledge, belief, values, morals and behavior, attitude, religion, ethnicity and language. Politico-legal environment is a combination of political environment and legal environment. It consists of laws, governments, statutory bodies, judiciary, executive council and legislature. Politico-legal environment changes with each political development in the country. The Ministry of Commerce and Industry promulgates the policy support to the business, besides playing a pivotal role in the ease of doing business initiative. Other legal and policy support extended by law enacted like the Competition Commission of India. Okay, and there is keywords from this unit. You just go through it, and questions are here. What are the important elements of socio-cultural environment? Explain. And how politico-legal environment does impact various business. Discuss how the government regulates business, and share your view on MRTP Act. Okay, we already go through many acts. Enlist the various amendments being made in the said act. Explain the objective for the formation of SEBI by the government of India. Share your views on the statement, the best protection to consumer is a full and fair play of market forces. In this question you can include वो हम लोगों ने पहले बोला है act and all constitution basis. You can quote on this answer. Okay, so just try to frame the all question answers. It will help you for your final exam. If you have any doubt in between, you can contact our contact number also. You can comment it on our comment box also. Thank you so much.
i-tutor ES presents IGNOU MBA, complete syllabus coverage classes and individual semester base, subject coverage program for MBA students online and flexible sessions. For more details, contact 62382 17885.